on Amalek. First is the sword, then I'm Thor and the hammer's next. A fake Jew I can't respect. They get slapped with both hands like I'm ambidextrous. Should've followed your first decision, believe me. It could get greasy, church is chicken. A fake Jew is the worst religion, named under the curses written. We ask why your rabbis give oral circumcisions. This right here is about to become a classic. Throw your son a bar mitzvah, I'ma come and crash it. Done with Esau, it's gonna be a ton of caskets. You ain't from Jacob when you claiming the son of Japheth. Y'all stay causing the prophet's anguish. Talk about the Lashawan, but speaking a Slavic language. I'm a Staffordshire, spit rapid fire, my mask off. Zechariah told me a bastard would dwell in Ashdod. Yeah, how about Hashem, we reverence the Lord. We your battle axe and your weapons of war. The 12 tribes, we got necks and demand respect. Coming with a sword, cause it's war on Amalek. All lies when we step in the door. Israelites winning, ain't checking the score. The 12 tribes, we got necks and demand respect. Coming with a sword, cause it's war on Amalek. The white man is the devil and the wicked of the earth. That's right. So all of our people that want to click up with these devils, they're going to die with these devils. And it's going to be no more smiles in that day when all hell breaks loose. War on Amalek. It's wartime, my sword drawn, I'm down to catch a body, lift a shotty. Ain't no kamikaze on the Ashkenazi. We in the field lurking on these shot with an arm, give a Gentile a handshake with a bomb shot to my palm. I'm coming with the power of Thor when that hammer strikes. String them up, have Edomites flying through the sky. That's the Amalekite. Trump towers throwing Amalek off the top floor. You bastards, it's a classic. Survival with the Fop Lord. I've been wild. I can get shot, boy, I've been foul. Behind these bars, you can still get it like a pen pal. I've been down, big guns, aiming at you Gentiles. With this Mac 10, I give you back 10 and knock 10 down. Yeah, how about Hashem, we reverence the Lord. We your battle axe and your weapons of war. The 12 tribes, we got necks and demand respect. Coming with a sword, cause it's war on Amalek. All lies when we step in the door. Israelites winning, ain't checking the score. The 12 tribes, we got necks and demand respect. Coming with a sword, cause it's war on Amalek. Esau gon' get it first, since he always had a thirst for blood. Double his cup up according to his work, so we gon' pour it till it hurts. This for the children of the Lord that you disperse to the four corners of the earth, claiming to be Jews. They don't know the laws, they a bunch of imposters. They a nation full of Rachel dollars off, even down to our heritage. Man, they done stole it all. Let's see him try and speak Yiddish with a broken jaw. Man, I've been patiently waiting for Babylon the Great to fall. So go and tell Trump to hurry up and make that wall. So the day when Yahweh shall return and Jacob's call, we can do some demolition work like a wrecking ball. We ain't here to play games with you, Amalek. We here to throw chains all around your neck. Y'all done wrote a check, your ass ain't ready cash just yet. After we done with y'all, the Ishmael and him is next. Yeah, how about Hashem, we reverence the Lord. We your battle axe and your weapons of war. The 12 tribes, we got necks and demand respect. Coming with a sword, cause it's war on Amalek. All lies when we step in the door. Israelites winning, ain't checking the score. The 12 tribes, we got necks and demand respect. Coming with a sword, cause it's war on Amalek. Cause it's war on Amalek. A fake Jew I can't respect.
Yo, shalom. Shalom. Back at it again. But first and foremost, before I start this lesson, I want to give all the praises, the infinite glory, and the honor unto the Most High, Yahweh, doing so in the name, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, his only begotten Son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, doing so in the name, Bahashem, of the Holy Spirit, the Kakwadash, and the Lashawan Kadash. And Lord will this lesson was edifying for the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel, the nation of Israel only. I also want to give double honor to all the elders and all the Akim that's out here laboring in this word in truth and in sincerity, doing everything to make your calling and election sure. Shalom to y'all and y'all families. May the call of election be upon y'all's household. I also want to say shalom to all the Akim and the Akwatim out there that are out there receiving, learning, believing, and keeping this faith. You true, sincere, dedicated believers out there. Shalom to y'all and y'all families as well. May the calling of election be upon y'all and y'all's households as well. Like I said, Lord will, this lesson edifying for the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel. Once again, I'm Malak Amawan, coming back in the spirit, here to feed the lambs and the sheep of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. So today's lesson, let's just go ahead and get right into it. We're going into how, more bow down to the beast programming. My last bow down to the beast entry was about the social credit system. This bow down to the beast entry is going to be in regards to these boost mobile shots that that are ensuing within the world, and we're seeing them, really start to be pushed, really start to be, put out into the open and be accessible for the masses of public, but especially out in the land of Israel right now. It's just funny when you go into these, it's fitting, and shout out to Deacon too. Disagree with some of the things that he says, but the nigga's nice on the mic, bro, and listen to some of that music really gets you in the spirit, get going and whatnot. And it's fitting how I didn't even choose that, but the song is War on Amalek, and Amalek out there doing damage, with these boosters, man. So let's go ahead and get into it and get into the article. So the first article going into how Israel is starting to implement those boosters, and how if you don't submit yourself to the boosters, basically it's like you never took any of the jabs to begin with, and that's just how that's what we've been saying. That's what we have been telling y'all is coming. It's a complete submission to Esau Edom. It's not no I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna be okay. I'm gonna do this. Like when people got to get into their mind. It's either you all the way with them or you not. Either you with Esau Edom or you with Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, because Esau Edom requires your all. I mean, so does Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, but Esau Edom requires your all. So he requires you to continually believe in him, continually submit yourself to whatever he deems to be healthy, whatever he deems to be of best prevention for you. And the next tool that's coming to do so is these booster shots, man. So let's go ahead and get into the article. It says Israel warns C-19 green pass will expire if residents don't get a third jab. So the green pass is basically like what we call what we've been saying over here, like a jab passport. It's basically the same thing. It's like you gotta show your green pass in order to go in certain venues, bars, restaurants, gyms, stores, etc., etc. Whatever, man. You got to use that to be able to get in places. Just like how the jab passport is coming to America very, very, very soon. They already got it out there, and it's already being used in certain places, like in certain places in the world. Certain places in America, as we all know, you already got to show your proof of jabbing, to be able to get into a certain venue, get into a certain spot or whatnot. But it's gonna come in a formal passport very, very soon, and it's already being being used as a formal passport in the land of Israel today through the form of that green pass. So you basically, like I was saying earlier, with the green pass, it's your entryway and your ticket to be able to do to be able to operate and basically be a real individual in society over there in the land of Israel right now. So if you don't get the third jab, it's like all your privileges are going to be revoked. It's like I said earlier, it's like you never got any of the jabs to begin with, and that's how they reeling people in and getting people to submit to their system and to their whims, man. Slowly but surely stripping things away from you. And we've been saying this for the longest time, like that. Basically, it's not no one-time thing with them. It's not no, get this and it's over with. No, it's going to be a continual process for other things to come, but we're going to get into that later on into the lesson. Let's go ahead and go into this article right here. It says, after being confronted with the fact that widespread jabbing isn't enough to stop C-19, just look at Israel's case numbers. Public health authorities in the tiny Mediterranean country have decided that the best solution is to double down on the jabs by defying the WHO and demanding all citizens must get a third jab. Talk about moving the goalposts, and they can move the goalposts whatever time they want to move the goalposts. Like I said in my most recent, one of my most recent live streams, in terms of the FDA mandate, the FDA approval, they just moved that up 2 weeks just because they felt like they can move whatever goalposts they want. This is not some you got to understand, like, yes, within the certain higher factions of Esau Edom, within the nobility of Esau Edom, you do have division. I mean, you just had two FDA high ranking workers just allegedly on the surface just stepped down because of confusion and because of contention about when the booster shots for the United States should get implemented into mass society. Biden saying 5 months, Fauci and the FDA are saying 8 months, the CDC saying 8 months or whatnot. So they have certain divisions within the high ranking factions of the nobility of Esau Edom. But don't get it twisted. This is all staged. This is all propagated, and at any given time, they can move whatever goalpost they feel like it to however they see fit, however quickly they want some to go. The timing is up to change at any given moment, depending on what they see, their assess their assess of things, and how quickly they feel the people are ready to and the people are accepting of implementation of the stages of their new world order system. That's pretty much how it is, man. But continuing on, as Israel's government expands availability of the Pfizer produced C19 booster jab to all inoculated residents aged 12 and older, it has also decreed that all those who don't opt for the third jab will lose their Green Pass privileges come October, according to a report in RT. So let's get into that. What RT it says, effective from October the 1st, the Green Pass. And this is a decree right here. Let's go ahead and get this let's read this and get this precept. Effective from October 1st, the Green Pass required for entry into some gatherings and public places will expire not only 6 months after the holders receives a second dose, but also 6 months after their third dose, the third jab, man. So it's gonna be a continual process of expirations on your jab. So you're gonna have to keep getting inoculated over and over and over again. They're gonna string this C19 thing out for as long as they see fit before they're ready to just completely just let go of all the reins and just pour out onto the surface all the wickedness and just the draconian measures, and ultimately they ready to implement that charagma, man, because all this is leading to the charagma, which we're gonna get into that later. But let's get this precept right here. Let's go to Isaiah the 10th chapter, because this is a decree right here. Isaiah 10:1. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that right grievousness which they have prescribed, to turn aside the needy from judgment, and to take away the right from the poor of my people, that widows may be their prey, and that they may rob the fatherless. So, in a variety of different ways, this is coming to light. Do you think about it? This is a very unrighteous decree right here. You're basically telling people that they can't have access to certain certain necessities in society. You need the Green Pass in the land of Israel to get into stores, to get into grocery stores, to get into places where you get utilities, places where you get necessities for your everyday life. You have to have a Green Pass in order to get in, but you're telling them that basically they got to keep getting inoculated over and over and over again. If they don't want to, if they wake up and see that this is a bunch of bullshit, if they don't want to submit themselves over and over and over again to constant testing, which is what this is, if they don't want to consent themselves to constant DNA altering, which is what the mRNA technology is, if they choose to opt out of that, you're telling them that they can't have any access to necessities of society. That's a very unrighteous decree right there, because now you're trying to act in the form of a dictatorship and trying to take on the form of the Most High. And we'll get a precept on that, later in regards to this. But you're trying to take on the form of the Most High, because you're basically trying to say my word is bond, and if you don't go along with my word, you will be classified as a wicked individual. That only, in the righteous sense, that only works, and that only is righteously applicable in the form of the Most High's word. But as you see, Esau is trying to take on the form of the Most High and implement these unrighteous decrees in society, because so. So this is a very unrighteous decree that you see right here, and what we're about to see more and more and more of it, man. It's just gonna get, because like I said, they gotta get people, like I always be saying, they gotta do something they are going to be doing things. This is that they deem to be necessary to get people to willingly take the charagma. Because you think about it, that's a very unnatural thing to do, to put a rice grain chip into your right hand or into your forehead. That's a very unnatural thing to do. But they have to make it so that is the only option for you to be able to move and shake in society. That's how they're gonna get people to do it. Most people who take it, now you are gonna have people. I mean, you got people right now that got it. You know what I'm saying? So you got people right now that already have it in certain countries, especially in some of the northern European countries, and some of the Asian countries, and some places in Babylon. You know, you got people that already have it. So you are gonna have people that are gonna just willingly take it for whatever reason. But majority people more than likely are gonna take it because of certain provisions not being granted to them anymore, and basically they're going to be forced into taking it. Now, of course, it's all your decision, but they're going to be guided in that direction, to take it from Esau Edom by basically saying, hey, if you don't have this, then you can't do this. They're going to be kind of blackballed into it. So that's how the Esau Edom is trying to play it right here. But let's get back into the article. It says Israel expanded access to the booster jabs for the fourth time on Sunday when it opened them up to any patient over the age of 12 by the time. And this goes to show you as well that even though they're the fakes, they understand that the biblical age of adulthood starts at 12. But that's an aside for another day. That goes into a variety of different topics that this live stream is not about. But says by the time October 1st rolls around, hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of Israelis, but once again, another video for another day, in a country of nine, if not millions of Israelis in a country, I guess it says 9 million, will need to have gotten their booster shots or risk losing access to gyms. So you're not going to be able to go to the gym no more, and that's going to extend far outside the gym because, like I said, the gym is not a necessity of life. Now the gym is nice; it's cool to go to the gym, but the gym is not a necessity of life. You can get a workout in anywhere. They got to do it so they're stripping people of necessities, and they are doing that right now with the Green Pass in the land of Israel. In the land of Israel today, you got plenty of stories that have come out, plenty of articles that have come out over the past 6-7 months where people have not been able to go to certain grocery stores and whatnot due to not having a Green Pass. So that's going on in the land right now. So it's going to be it's going to be more than just gyms. It's going to be way more than just gyms. It's going to be mainly places where you have a large sum of people, but it's also a necessity of life. And what's a perfect, Esau Edom is playing it out perfectly for that. What is a place where you got a large sum of people gathered up in a relatively small area for the amount of people that are going to be inside at one time, but it's also a necessity of life. Places where you get, your food, where you get your water, where you get your utilities, this and the third. Any store like that, you have a large sum of people in a relatively small space, considering the amount of people that are inhabiting it. So that's how they're gonna play it right there, because they're saying right now they're bringing that stuff, that 6 feet stuff back. They bringing back that limit capacity on certain places and whatnot, limiting the capacity of the people that can be in one space at one time. So as you can see, they're bringing that all back, again, to try to put into the minds of the people and just try to enforce that standard of, it's unsafe to have a large amount of people in a small space, or it's unsafe to be bunched up in bunches with a group of people and whatnot. So that way it's perfect breeding grounds to say, and it's a perfect segue, and it's a perfect what's the word I'm looking for, like alibi type thing to say, hey, because this is the case right here, and through our studies, we're saying that this amount of people in one space is dangerous, or this amount of people in such and such area is dangerous, but this is a necessity of life, and people need these things. That's going to be more incentive to people to go get the third jab, and also go get a Green Pass if they haven't got one already, but more incentive to go renew your Green Pass through getting your third jab, because you need those things of life. You need to have access to those small spaces with a large amount of people. Those are going to be those are going to be the stores, man. Where you get all your necessities for life, for living. So that's how they plan. They staged it out perfectly where they can get people and they can trap people and get people to take their devices, man. That's why that's a very righteous decree. And you go back and you go into verse 2 of that, to turn aside the needy from judgment, to take away the right from the poor of my people. Now, of course, these are the fakes, in the land over there today, but it's coming to Babylon, what's going to affect a lot of Jakes, because of course Babylon has the highest population of Jakes. So it's coming very soon to Babylon. So we're going to get later on into this lesson, but just from a general premise, and to take away the right from the poor of my people. So they take away your rights, man. They're taking away your so-called individual liberties through these unrighteous decrees, because you're not going to be able to have access to basic rights as a human unless you get it: eating, drinking, free commerce, what's what I'm looking for, being able to operate within the society of commerce and whatnot. So it's like that's how they getting people, man. That's how they take away the right from the poor, man. The poor, like I said, in that land over there is, of course we all know it's mostly fakes, but when it comes to Babylon, it's gonna be affecting Jakes. But let's continue. It says critics have slammed the Green Pass program for effectively leading an individual to be depersoned, a term from George Orwell's 1984. And that's exactly what it is, because they don't want you to identify yourself as an actual human being. They want you to subconsciously view yourself as a science experiment that needs constant tune-ups because of what's going on in the outside world. They want you to view yourself as a feeble vessel that constantly needs to be upgraded and tuned up by whatever means they deem necessary for you, which is going to take that jab over and over again and eventually take that charagma. If they don't get shots every 6 months, this will inevitably lead to perpetual cycle of jabs. Of course, it's over and over and over again. It's never going to stop until they're ready to bring that charagma on the scene. And this is the thing right here about the charagma as well. So let's go ahead and dive into this. Like I said in my my charagma video, my MOB video that got taken down off of YouTube, there's eventually going to be something on the scene. There's eventually going to be a segue of events on the scene that get people tired of the jab and look for alternative solution where it's more convenient. That's one of the biggest selling points with the charagma is convenience. It's the convenience factor. Like they said in the 60 Minutes clip with the charagma, it'd be able to tell your temperature, be able to let you know days in advance if you're catching any symptoms, let you know when you're going to be sick and whatnot, doing certain things to avoid it, and this, that, and the third. So just among the other quote unquote conveniences is going quote unquote provide people as well that have nothing to do with C19, Salakia, that have nothing to do with C19, but C19 and the convenience of preparation and the convenience of prevention along with C19 is one of the main ways that they're going to sell the charagma to the people. And one of the main cycles that they're doing so is by implementing perpetual and continuous jabs, because people are going to get tired over and over again every 6 months having to go into the fucking hospital and get a damn shot. People are going to get tired over and over and over again of having to submit yourself and submit your body to DNA alteration and to basically being a test dummy. People are going to get tired of that, man. People are going to look for an easier way out. Whenever you have something that is an inconvenience to you, you look for the easier solution. And that easy, look, why do you think? Look, you go to a corner store, you go to a gas station and whatnot. The prices are always going to be more expensive than it is to go to a Kroger's or a Walmart and whatnot, because of the convenience factor. But people are still willing to pay that higher price because of the convenience that it provides you. So people are going to be willing to submit themselves to something they may not necessarily want to do, but because of the convenience it's going to allow you, and also knowing that the convenience is going to allow you, and the mental headache that it will alleviate from you by just having this, you got it, it's in you, all right, and you keep it moving. That's how they're going to sell it, man. That's how they sold it in the 60 Minutes clip. That's how they're going to start selling it, and that's what's going to get a lot of people to take it. Just that frustration process that's about to come amongst the people with the perpetual jabs. You got a lot of people who don't even want to get one in the first place. And you got a lot of people who don't even really want to do it, but are doing it because of certain They're doing it because of certain um outcasts they may have to face. They're doing it because certain jobs or certain events or whatever, certain schools or whatever are telling them that they got to do it. That's the only reason why they're doing it. So you don't think that when you got to get it over and over and over again, every 6 months, every 5 months, over and over again, people are going to have that same mindset to say, fuck it, I'm just going to take the charagma. You know, people, that's what people said. Fuck it, I'm just going to do it because I know I got to, what are they doing right? Hey, that's the spirit. What are they doing right now with the jab? They're saying, if you don't want to get the jab at certain work environments or certain venues or events that you have to or certain fields in which they're promoting it as a form of health and a form of protection. If you don't want to do that, and also a form of protection not just for yourself allegedly, but for others around you. If you don't want to submit yourself to the jab, you got to take a test every single day. I know in certain sports leagues they're doing that, in certain jobs are doing that. To come into the job, you got to show either proof of your jab or a false a negative test. So people say, I don't want to get a test every day. Fuck it, I'm gonna go get the jab. Now then people gonna say, fuck, I don't want to get a jab every 6 months, every 5 months, every 3 months, because especially as the C19 strains get more and more strenuous and more allegedly toxic for the and harmful allegedly for the human for the masses of people for the world at large, they're gonna reduce the time period of getting your jab re-ups, man. They're gonna reduce the time period for that. So now it's 6 months in the land of Israel. Body's talking about 8 months. So eventually it's gonna go to 3 months. Then it's gonna go to 2 months. Then it's gonna be every month. People are gonna say, fuck, I can't do this shit no more. That's what people are gonna say. And then they're gonna just say, fuck it, I'm gonna go get the charagma. Just how they're saying right now, I can't do a test every day. Fuck it, I'm gonna go get the jab. People gonna say, I can't do a jab every month. Fuck it, I'm gonna go get the charagma. And that's how they're gonna get people to submit themselves to a buy or sell society. I want to go into that precept actually and examine that. So like, give me 1 second, Salakia. This is Revelation, the 13th chapter, and I'm gonna start at the 14th verse. And deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast which had the wound by a sword and did live, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast. Go up. All right, there we go. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. And he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand and their forehead. So let's go into that. Let's look at that a little bit deeper, because it says, and he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand and their forehead. So it says he causes all. So it's gonna be a variety. It's gonna be a variety of different people from every walk of life who are gonna have to submit themselves to this thing, and that's gonna be because they're gonna hammer that pressure. Or one of the reasons is they're gonna hammer that pressure on the people in a mass way. They're gonna hammer that pressure on the people in a very, very distinct context. They're gonna just let it on. They're gonna pour the pressure on to the point where people are gonna crack underneath that, man, and say, fuck it, I'm gonna go get the charagma, and now they're gonna get it in their right hand and their forehead, man, because of that pressure that's being applied from Esau Edom. Just that basically pinning you into submission. When you're in a fight, in a UFC fight or whatnot, someone got you in a chokehold. Hey, man, they willing you into submission. That pressure is being applied to you, and you tap out and you submit, or you fucking die or whatever, man. Like it says, he causes that as many as would not worship the image of the beast to be killed. So it's either, now, of course, we know the prophecy, we know that everybody's not going to be a martyr, but as opposed to a fight, in this fight of faith, in this spiritual fight, this spiritual war, we have a higher power, working on our behalf, and is coming to save the elect of his nation. But in a general sense, it's like the same thing as a regular fight, man. When someone's got you in a submission, especially like something that's blocking your airways or whatnot, you either tap out or you fucking choke out to death, man. It is what it is, and your clock get turned off. It is what it is. It's the same thing with this society. You either worship either worship the image of the beast, or you got to face being an outsider, being ostracization. I can't say that word, but I'll just say being ostracized from society. I don't even know if that is a word, but being ostracized from society, man. So that's how they gonna get people, is via that submission. A lot of people gonna rather say, a lot of people gonna say and gonna fold up because they don't want to take on that continual, repetitive process. And people get tired of repetitive things over and over and over again. So it's like, I don't want to keep doing this. Let me look for an easier solution, and that easier solution is also going ironically be the only solution eventually. So it's like they're gonna try to get people to submit to it as much as they possibly can before they just more overt with it, before they just show their horns completely, before they show the devil that they are completely. They want to get as many people to worship the image willingly, or so-called willingly, so they can maintain that power structure. They can maintain that pleasant godlike structure, that pleasant godlike facade that they have in the minds of the masses of people at large, that savior complex that they have over the masses of people at large. But continuing on, it says, and that no man might buy or sell save he had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. So no man might buy or sell. So let's look at that right there. Like I said earlier, with the convenience store example, or the corner shop, or the gas station, whatever it may be, where they sell, where they can price things higher via convenience. It's kind of a similar context, because you're not going to be able to buy or sell unless you have that mark. But one of the things that is going to be used to promote the mark, and used to promote buying with the mark and operating in society with the mark, is the convenience factor. Is the convenience factor of being able to willingly buy and not have to think about it in your mind whether your jab passport is updated. Being able to willingly buy and not have to think about in your mind whether you can get turned down from this store. You can't go in this store because you may need something on the fly, but damn, you a day late on your update. That's that convenience factor, and that alleviating the stress from the mind is going to get a lot of people to go take that jab. I mean, to go take that charagma, man. So all roads lead to the charagma of, as we always be saying. It's a lot, as we always be saying. So, I just want to get that right there, because that's going to be another reason, because I just like to look at these scriptures from a variety of different perspectives, and you look at it from that buy or sell perspective. That's the reason why, a lot of people are going to take it to buy or sell, is via convenience factor and via alleviating headache, alleviating stress. And that's that, like I said earlier, that pressure that's going to be applied from Esau Edom to put the people under stress who don't want to submit fully and basically just blindly worship them and blindly follow them. They're gonna apply that mental anguish onto you to where you eventually worship them by just saying, fuck it, I don't want to deal with this no more. Like I said earlier with the test, that's how to get a lot of people to take the jab. I don't want to just do this test over and over and over again. You look at there was an NFL player named I can't remember. I think Darius Slay. I can't remember. I think that was his name, but don't quote me on that. There's an NFL player. I think he played for the Steelers. I think he was like a linebacker or something. He was having to get tested every day in the NFL. You gotta get tested every day if you ain't taking the jab. He said that he went to go took the jab because he got tired of taking the test every day. It's gonna be the same. Like, that's just a small example right there, but it's gonna be the same. And keep in mind, this is someone who, and that's the thing. This is someone who, we believe to, when we don't know, because a lot of these athletes be broke too. But this is someone who, can walk away from a career and have millions of dollars in the bank. This ain't someone who's living paycheck to paycheck like majority of American people. Majority of American people living paycheck to paycheck. So if an NFL player who's making millions of dollars each year and can walk away from that career and have money for the rest of his life, if he is now of course there's other factors involved as well, but I'm just focusing on the surface level. But if he is willing to submit himself to the jab by that pressure being applied from the NFL, having to take that test over and over and over again, that travail, that turmoil that comes with knowing, damn, I gotta do this again every fucking day. I gotta do this shit, and you just think you start to regret you because bro. It's like if you have something that you gotta do every single day that you don't like to do, that throws your whole day off, man. Because it just makes you mad for the rest of the day because it's like it's a big hindrance to your life. It's a big roadmap and roadblock. I mean, it's like roadblock for everything that you got going on. You got your whole day planned. Okay, I gotta do this, and this. But you're like, damn, fuck, I gotta fit in that C19 test in there somewhere. Now you done thrown everything off, man. And that's what he got tired of. He got tired of that and just said, fuck it, I'm gonna go take the jab. But like I said, this is a guy with millions of, presumably speaking, I don't know this dude's financial situation, but one would assume this is someone that got bread that he can sit on. This is someone that got bread he can retire on and live comfortably, I would assume, and don't have to. And if he, played his cards right, wouldn't have to work for no one else for the rest of his life. But everybody, the massive people in society, ain't like that. And even he submitted to it. So now that pressure is being applied to your everyday average person who's thinking in their mind, damn, if I don't work this week, I don't eat. It's going to be even easier for those people to go take the jab, as we see right now with the number of cases. You see with the number of people increasing, going to get it and whatnot. So what more when they decrease the time period between third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, tenth, whatever, however many doses they have. Like I said, it's gonna be 6 months, then 5 months, then 4 months. They already got some some discord in it right now. And so wrapping up this right here, this is in Atlanta, Israel right now. You gotta it's confirmed that if you don't get the third jab, basically it's like you never took any of the jabs to begin with, and you cannot renew your green pass, which you need to get into certain access in the world. So this system to get certain access to necessities of life via the stores, the grocery stores, or the stores where you go to get all your utilities at, your tools, everything you need, from a home perspective, and from a nutrition, and from like a body and a physical perspective, and also luxuries as well. It's not even just going to be necessity, but luxury. People, you like to have fun, you like to have a good time and whatnot. It's going to be luxury. In Israel, you can't go to the movies, you can't go to the bar, the club, you can't go to any kind of social gathering, you can't go to the gym if you don't get your green pass updated via that third jab. So, and that's every 6 months. Look at that number right there, 6. Let's get Revelation 13 and 18. Here's wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. We see in Texas, in Texas right now, they just came out and said they got 666 new laws. There's a lot of demonic energy associated with that, man. A lot of demonic energy, associated with the number 666. So that's pretty much what they got coming down the pipeline. A lot of rituals associated with that number. A lot of ritualistic killings, all that kind of stuff associated with that. So don't be surprised if we see an upward, an onslaught in the state of Texas of certain celebrities dying, and certain ritualistic events happening, whether that be crazy weather patterns like recently in Texas that happened earlier on this year with them storms and whatnot. Got a hurricane going on in New Orleans. Hey, don't be surprised if one of them southeast cities in Texas get hit with a hurricane soon. There's a lot of ritualistic energy involved with that number 666. So, I'm just be prudent and be cognizant of that. But this is what's going on in Israel right now. Every 6 months, it's official. Every 6 months, you got to go get your green pass and your jab updated. So this is not, like I said, not like I said, like the article said, This is not just for the third dose. This is for the third dose, the fourth dose. Every 6 months, you gotta get another dose. So, like I said earlier, they're gonna start to lower that down to get people in the more in the mindset and more willing to go take the charagma. So, it's something you gotta be watching out for. But I want to get this right here because it say going into what's going on in America. It's because, like I said, they have a difference of opinion. Because like I was saying, these devils, man, they all kind of they all on the same page. They all got the same agenda and the same timeline and whatnot. Yeah, they all want to get down on the people, especially Jake, and they want to do damage. But they have a differences of opinion of how they're gonna go about doing it. Some of these devils, like Biden, just like are just kind of just like fuck it, like let's do it all right now. Some more analytical, scientific people are saying, you know what, or the quote unquote conservatives, the Republicans, are kind of like, let's slow this down, let's ease this along, let's not give everything off right now. But you got people on the left they ready to get everything going because they want to see open Baphomet worship. To be honest, they want to see lesbians and LGBT walking around everywhere, and they want to see just a dumbed down set of people who willing to do anything that they say. But let's continue on. It says Fauci says U.S. still planning for C-19 booster after 8 months. Biden says shots could be administered after 5. So you see right here, they got 8 and they got 5. So it's like you look at that right there, and they got a difference in opinion of what's going on. So that's going to show you that number will begin to get decreased. Fauci saying 8, Biden saying 5. So they want that number to be lower and lower and lower, but they're trying to do that number gradually. They don't want to just start out at 5 and then 2 months it's 3. They want to go from 8 to 7 to 6, and they want to drag this out over a period of time, man. So, but you can see right here, the stage is already being set for that number being lower than 6, that number being lower than 8. Biden wants 5. Next thing you know, new variant of C-19, the Gamma variant, 2022. And next thing you know, people getting sicker at a rapid rate. People are dying at astronomical proportions and whatnot. This historic levels of death. Next thing you know, the Gamma variant jab is on the scene, and the boosters needed. You need to get it every month to protect the American public. And that's how they're gonna play it, man. And then they're gonna say, oh well, we got this option of the charagma right here, where if you don't want to get the jab every month, you can just take this, and they'll let you know when you get your set. When they'll let you know when you're gonna get sick, what symptoms you got coming on, and they're gonna try to play it too. It's like, oh, this could alleviate it completely right here, because there's gonna be all kinds of shit going on up in there, man. Where they can say, oh, this will alleviate it completely from you, and you won't, and basically that'll extend you, because you always gonna have to be taking jabs. But they like the charagma, they're gonna basically use it to say this can extend the amount of time in between you getting the jab. So instead of every 1 month, like it's going to be for the everyday public, or every 2 months, every 3 months for people who don't get it, if you get the charagma, then it's every 6 months, or it's every year, or things like that. That's going to provide much more convenience for the people, and less stress and less worry, because people don't want to live with a lot of worry with going on in their mind. People want to live as stressed and as easy as possible, which I understand. But the scriptures say that it's better to dwell in the house of fools than the house of mirth. Let's get that, because we're not the time period right now to be worried about mirth all day and night, to worry about easiness of mind and peace all day and night, man. Like we headed into serious times. If we worried about peace and safety and feeling good and always being happy, that shit's unrealistic anyway. But always being happy and whatnot, man, that we're in the mindset to go take the charagma. That's the mindset to go take the juice, because you just focus. You're not focused on higher level things. You're not focused on more and more chaos coming to pass. You're not focused on more and more or seeking sovereignty through Yahweh Bashim Yahushua throughout the midst of chaos. You want to alleviate chaos. You ultimately you're afraid of it, man, and that's the mindset. You want to be in that. You got more the mindset of mirth, and because of that, man, you prime picking to take the charagma, because how they gonna promote the charagma? They're gonna play on people's natural inclination to want as much mirth and as much peace as possible. They're gonna play on that, and they're gonna provide what it seems like on the surface a solution for it in being the charagma. But this is Ecclesiastes chapter 7 and verse 2. I mean, not the house of fools. I said the house of fools. I don't know why the fuck I said that, Salak. I mean, the house of mourning. I don't know what Salakia. But this is Ecclesiastes 7 and 2. It is better to go into the house of mourning than to the house of feasting. For that's what I meant, feasting. For that is the end of all men, and the living will lay to his heart. Sorrow is better than laughter, for by sadness of the heart, for by sadness of the countenance, the heart is made better. The heart of the wise is in the house of the morning, or house of mourning, but the heart of fools is in the house of mirth. So that's what I meant with fools and mirth. Yeah, that was the content. I used it in the wrong way. But yeah, like the scriptures say, you know, for that's the end of all men. If you always in a feasting, mirth state of mindset, that's eventually gonna be the end of you, because you're gonna seek that at any obstacle. Whenever any obstacle comes up, whenever any trying time comes up, you're gonna always look. What's the easy way out? What's the more convenient way out? What's the more mirth-esque way out of this solution? Well, I mean, way out of this time period that you in. And Esau Edom is going to provide that on the surface, but that provision that he's going to provide is going to be wickedness in the eyes of the Lord. So you got to be more focused on being in the house of the house of mourning, because that's going to provide you the right mindset to rely on the Lord in the chaotic times, to rely on the Lord in the times of trouble, and give you a sense of stability while everything else is going crazy, while all hell is breaking loose, while shit hitting the fan. You got a mindset of peace within the Lord. See, that's the thing. It's nothing wrong with seeking peace, but you seek peace via the Lord. You don't seek peace via yourself. You seek a peace via yourself, then you're a prime target to get taken by the devices of the wicked, because they're gonna play on that nature that you want. But if you seek peace and sovereignty with the Lord, then you're gonna be occupied in what he said to do, and hit at his form of seeking peace, which is peace in the kingdom, ultimately, which is knowing that this is not your rest. This is not what it is. But prophecy does have to come to pass. But this is not the place where you should be focused on rest. It's a place where you should be focused on watching, praying, doing the things you need to do necessary to survive Jacob's trouble. But you can seek that peace within me, because the end game. I was shout out my brother Ash. We were doing the live stream last night, going into the Ahab spirit and whatnot. And one of the points of the live stream we were going into was and what did I just say? Damn, lost my train of thought. And what did I just say? Salakia. I hate when that happens. See if it might come back to me later. But we were doing a live stream yesterday in regards to that spirit, and basically, what was it? Damn, I had it in my head, man. What was it? I had a point at the forefront of my mind. Now I forgot. Damn, I can't remember. But anyway, just move on to the next point then. Let's go into the article. Damn, what was that point? Maybe it's the most I saying to move on. Gotta continue. But going to this article right here, it says Dr. Anthony Fauci said that the U.S. was still looking to administer C-19 jab booster shots after 8 months. So the booster shots are coming. They're already in effect over there in I'm gonna go this one. They're already in effect over there in the land of Israel right now. Like, they're about to be in effect very, very soon, and it's about to be applied to the green pass you have to have in order to have access to society. But it's coming to Babylon as well very, very soon. I believe the 20th. But I'll get that in the article. But Shalom, bro. Albina, Shalom, brother. Hey, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shabbat to you, brother. The water for tuning in, and the water for your continual support, brother. But going into this article, I want to get that date. It says We're still planning on 8 months. He said 8 months for the booster. He said during an appearance on NBC Meet the Press, this rollout will start on the week of September 20th. Hey, that's in like 2 weeks, man. You know, the week of September 20th. So that's when they're gonna start rolling out the booster. And then you also got to factor in the Delta variant jab as well. That's coming to the fore. You might have to take you. It's like you gonna have to take the booster shot. Then you're gonna have to roll back. You gonna have to roll back out and take the Delta variant jab. You know, then you might have to take the Lambda variant jab. Whatever else variant comes out after that, man. So this is just, you know, the devices of the crafty just showing their ass, man. Just showing themselves, you know, to be run rampant in society. So, but it's all leading to the charagma, man. That's what it all comes down to. It says, because I want to get that, and we also see, you know, United States and Israel relations. Hey, that's World War III shit right there. So, I mean, we see everything starting to come to pass in a variety of different ways in different sectors. It says during a meeting with the White House on Friday, with Israeli Prime Minister Naftali Bennett, Biden said U.S. health officials were considering following Israel's lead and administering booster shots as soon as 5 months. So Israel is talking about 6 months. Now Biden is saying, "Fuck it, I'm gonna do 1 month earlier, man." So they're in lockstep, you know, with implementing things into society. I mean, you got Amalek over there, you know, because basically, you know, they just following Amalek with this. Amalek is taking the lead, and Biden just saying, and you know, of course, it's all being controlled by the international bankers and the top banking families. But you know, it's like Amalek's taking the lead on the forefront to implement this into their society. Of course, it's way less people than it is in Babylon, so it's much easier to do. But you know, basically what they're doing over here, they're looking at the quote unquote success of it over there. They're looking at the quote unquote effectiveness and how many people they can get to take it via the provisions and via the restrictions that they implement into their society. So they're gonna try it out for a few. I mean, they're gonna try it out with the hard green pass mandates over there in Israel, and then best believe it's coming to America as well with the jab passports, and you having to get your booster in order to put another stamp on that passport so that you can move and shake in society. You know, it's all coming, you know, down the pipeline very, very soon and very quickly. But I want to get a precept in Isaiah the 14th chapter. It's Isaiah the 14th chapter. And actually, Salat, before I go there, I'm going to go to the book of Job, the 13th chapter, because we look at this right here. This has no value. As you can see, they're not doing this like this. This is all a ploy. They ain't doing this for the health of the public. They ain't doing this to keep people safe. They're doing this to will people into doing what they want you to do. They're doing this to put people in a mindset of, you know, my word is bond. What I say goes. And if you don't submit to what I gotta say, if you don't submit to my will, if you don't have my will be done, trying to bastard out the word, if you don't take heed to my will being done, then you don't have access to my world, because this is his world. The world is given to the hands of the wicked. So if you don't partake in what I say to do and my unrighteous decrees, you don't have access to my world anymore. And a lot of people got to get that through their head, man. But that proves itself to have no value, you know, because first of all, everybody's gonna be doing it, so it's gonna be the norm. And second off, it's no real meaning associated with it. It's just the only meaning is just a means to it's all just stages. It's just a means to an end with getting a new world order society into the world. That's all it's about. That's all it's about at the end of the day, which is what all roads do lead to the chip. But I want to get the book of Job. This is the book of Job, the 13th chapter and the 4th verse. But ye are forgers of lies, ye are all physicians of no value. So they're trying to cast themselves as physicians, you know, caretakers and whatnot. But it's all through vanity and lying, though. It's all through through deception, through telling you, hey, look, they tell you, hey, you only gonna have to do this. Next thing you know, now they extended it. Now you gotta do this. Next thing you know, oh, now you gotta get now we'll recommend the booster. But not only we recommending the booster, but we're telling you gotta get the booster. And if you don't get the booster, you don't have any more access. You don't get the booster. It's like you never got the first two, and you have no more access to my world. So it's just lying. That's really all it is. Just deception and vanity. It's nothing structurally based. Really in it. It's nothing of righteousness, of mainstay. It's all just to advance his society and advance his system. That's why they're physicians of no value, because a physician looks after you, cares for you, takes care of you, gives you a light at the end of the tunnel. Gives you help. Esau ain't giving you no help. Esau ain't giving you no light at the end of the tunnel. His light, the light at the end of the tunnel is continuing to submit yourself to him to the point where basically you don't turn your fucking body into a damn frying pan, man. You getting jabbed up every 2 months. You getting jabbed up every month. And the next thing you know, you done turn yourself really into a tool for him. You done turn yourself basically into just a 100% willing pawn. Which people are mentally that anyway, but you're gonna turn your body into that. You literally gonna turn your body into a vessel of his for whatever use he sees fit for you. Basically, turn your body into a fucking robot by taking that charagma, man. Now he has complete access to you. He can turn your clock off and turn it on whenever he wants. He can move and shake your clock in whatever manner he sees fit. So they're really physicians of no value. But I want to get this precept in Isaiah the 14th chapter. It's Isaiah the 14th chapter in the 12th verse. It says, how art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground? Actually, it's a lot. I'm gonna go to verse 4 first. Thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon and say, how hath the oppressor ceased? The golden city ceased. So, of course, this chapter is going to Esau's demise and our ascension. But who's the king of Babylon, man? King of Babylon is Esau. Esau's the king of Babylon. So this chapter is going into his demise and his fall. Scripture say how hath the oppressor ceased, and it's going to be through us, the weapons of war, the Most High's battle axe. But his society, in order for him to cease, his society has got to come into the forefront. His society has got to be implemented somewhat for the Most High to come through and do damage. So this is verse 12. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground? Which didst weaken the nations? And Lucifer just means light bearer. And right now, Esau's carrying that torch. Now he carrying that torch of light right now for the world at large. Verse 13. For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High. So that's why Esau implemented his system into the world to try to exalt himself and place himself into the annals of God, man. To try to place himself in the heavenly realm, to try to place himself in high above all. That's why the Most High is going to allow him to get a certain way with his new world order system, his beast society, and then he's going to disappoint the devices of the crafty via all hell raining loose, and ultimately, his in its fulfillment, his son coming and doing damage, but with a lot of different things in between there as well. But that's how he's placing himself on that level to be above God, via his draconian measures, via his consistent what's what I'm looking for? Snares, his consistent enticements on the people, consistently changing the guard, saying this one day is this, the next week is this, the next week is this, continual change of and ultimately, just a bunch of vanity at the end of the day. That's how they are exalting themselves high above, because most people, they just gonna go with whatever they say, and by doing so, they cast themselves as a savior, like, because every time they're moving and shaking something, they're basically they're every time they're shifting the guard, they're basically saying that and the reason why they're doing so allegedly is to help the American public and to get people healthier and have people not die from sickness and disease from this jab, man. So that's casting themselves to be a savior, kind of give him a savior complex on the people. So that's how most people view them. That's how they're ascending into heaven and trying to sit higher than the throne of the Most High. But it says, I will sit also upon the mount of congregation in the sides of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. So that's what he's trying to be like the Most High. And his way of doing so is control and mass rulership over the world via implementing his structure into the masses of society via his wicked devices, man. Ultimately, that the ultimate wicked device being that charagma. When he gets people to take that charagma, that's gonna be a big ego boost for Esau Edom. Because basically, like, damn, I know you didn't want to do this. I know you didn't want to put no damn neural link in your forehead, but I willed you into doing this because you see me as the Most High. You see me as your God. That's ultimately what they're trying to do with all of this, man. And the continual booster jabs is just a ploy to make that happen. The continual booster jab is just a tool to get that ball rolling in a more controlled manner, to get that ball rolling in a more revolutionized manner, in the form of keep harsh implementation of their demands. So it's all coming. It's coming very soon. And I'm gonna get one more precept, then I'm gonna go ahead and round it out. This is the book of Psalm, the 49th chapter, and the 11th verse. The inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own names. And who calls their land after their own names right now? Esau, Edom, America, Africa. I can't remember the exact names, Salakia, so I'm not even gonna try. But they call their lands after them, and not just America and Africa, but all these lands, all these cities, all these roads, they're all named after them, man. Because they're marking their territory on this society and putting a stamp on this society, because basically that's a signifier of this is mine and it's never wavering, it's never gonna move. And also, with those unrighteous decrees that he implements and the continual booster jabs and whatnot, it's another way of him saying it's my way or the highway. I'm gonna continue to implement my way and my structure. And if you don't want to do that, you can no longer take part in my society. So that's a way that they use to push their society going forward forever. Because people are ultimately, because how they cast it and how they cast the people, it's not cast as wickedness. Like, we see it as wickedness. We see it as unrighteous decrees. But masses of people at large, they see it as protection. They see it as they're looking out for the best interest. Oh, they want to give people a booster shot every 6 months. Oh, that's probably a good idea. Keep people healthy, keep people safe, keep people from getting, until they get this under wraps and it's gone completely. Which you still got people out there saying when COVID is over, but damn, when C-19 is over, So as long as that's moving and shaking, you're gonna have people that's willing to acquiesce to their whims, and they view this as light, but we view it as darkness. So that's how they get in their societies continue forever. But I'm going to end this. Been on for a minute. All roads lead to the chip. All roads lead to charagma. And this continual boosters, that's just programming and propaganda to lead people for more in a mindset to take the charagma. It's all about the mind. They're trying to get into the mind of the people to try to look at the charagma as not that big of a deal. I said that a while back in my Lil Uzi Vert, or Lil Lucy Vert, as I like to say, video, when he came out. And he, of course, that nigga, a plant, Luciferian, things of that nature. I ain't gonna go too deep into that. He's just a puppet, but I ain't gonna go too deep into him. But basically, what he was doing was making the kind of style the MOB, fashionize the MOB, making it seem like it's not that big of a deal. And of course, that was the forehead one. Trying to make it seem like it's it's whatever. It's not as bad as people say it is. It's not as bad as people who believe in the Bible say it is. That's kind of how they're trying to cast it. And that's the same way they're doing with these boosters. Because eventually, like I said, people are gonna get tired. You're gonna get people that don't want to. You got people that took the 2 and said, "Look, I don't see why I gotta keep doing this." But it's gonna be a yearly thing. Then it's gonna be. I mean, it's gonna be um half a year thing. Then it's gonna be a 3-month thing. Then it's gonna be a quarter a year thing. And there's gonna be a monthly thing. It might be a weekly thing. And that's how they're gonna will people. Like I said earlier, that's how they're gonna will people into taking the charagma, because they're gonna say, "Fuck it, I'm tired of taking these jabs over and over and over again. I'm just gonna take the charagma," and that's how people going. That's how they're gonna get people. But I'm gonna go ahead and end this. I want to say shalom to the brothers that came through. Shalom, brother Obina. Like I said, the water for your support. The brother said Esau got all types of poison. Estimation, yes, he do, bro. Got all types of poison. He ready to unleash on the people. It's only a matter of time before they stop hiding, and they just let it all out in the forefront. But with that, I want to give all the praises, glory, and honor unto the Most High Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem, B'Kakwadash. The Lord, what is us was edifying for the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel, the nation of Israel only. Shalom, Abba, Kwam Yasharallah, and keep the faith.